the points leader. Man, Tucker's just hoping that these laps can wind down without any issue as Andrew Hess closes a little bit of time now, and he moves himself into second position. Tyler Tucker leads by just a few tenths of a second right now. It looks like Andrew Hess and Rick Music are going to close in on him pretty quickly. The tenths of a second just dwindle down now. He leads by just 9/10 of a second as the laps wind down. We've reached lap 112 of 125 tonight in the Indy 500K. Just 13 laps remaining as Andrew Hess, the second place car, winds down another 10th of a second on that leader. We didn't expect this race to come down to fuel strategy tonight, but Tyler Tucker certainly executed things really well tonight. Just hoping he can. As a caution comes out on the speedway, this is going to change everything. Not sure what the caution's for right now, but Tucker, I don't think he expected to see that as Andrew Hess and Rick Music were winding in on him a little bit, but wow, this is going to really be a game changer as looks like Brian Sullivan might have been involved in this one. This is going to be a shocker to a lot of these guys. Certainly, I don't expect to see the leaders pit this time. Everybody's going to be good on fuel. We might see cars closer to the back of the pack take fresh tires, but I don't think that's going to make a very big impact. Right now, it appears that the top 10 as of taking the caution will be Tyler Tucker in that 55 machine after a perfect pit stop running first. Andrew Hess second, Rick Music third, Mike Husby running in the fourth position, Michael Chin fifth. Michael Duell, the rookie, after running so well, finds himself back in sixth. Andrew Hayes, seventh. Brett Black, eighth. Steven Taylor, who we haven't talked about much tonight, runs in ninth. And Johnny Eckert rounding out the top 10. Ben Whistler, 11th. Johnny Martin, 12th. Alex Buffoli, defending two-time winner, running 13th. Chance Manning, who we haven't mentioned at all tonight, runs 14th. Still well within contention if he can get a good restart here. And Eric Hunter running 15th. Scott Mullen is the last running car in the 16th position. Everybody else has run into problems tonight. Well, this is certainly a game changer as see a caution with just 12 laps to go. Tyler Tucker, the leader. Andrew Hayes, second. Rick Music, third. Caution now involving Brian Sullivan. This is I can't imagine what's going to happen. It looks like it was a single car incident for Brian Sullivan, just running into problems in between 1 and 2. It looks like he got up into the wall and hit the inside wall pretty significantly. He's left the event tonight, but got to be a tough break for that 41
Absolutely.
team. He ran into some trouble early, but Dave, what do you think about this event now?
Yeah, unfortunately, we had some connection issues. Thank goodness for this late caution. We will be able to bring you the end of this one. We apologize for that, but we are working our way back into the server. It looks as if we had some connection issues here at Court HQ here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Of all the times to do it, 15 laps to go in the biggest race of the season. Tough break for us, but nonetheless, we are able to get back in here. We're going to bring you the end of this one come hell or high water here on CORTVision. And in fact, I tell you what, we're back. We are back in the server. We will be bringing you pictures here in just a minute. We are going to have about 11 laps to go, 10 to go, roughly 9 to go when we get the green flag. We will be able to bring you the end of this one, thank goodness and graciously. Hey, sometimes you get lucky and good, so we're going to be good enough to bring you the end of this one. As you were saying, our leader right now is Tyler Tucker, followed by the number 18 of Andrew Hess and the 11 of Rick Music. Right now, that is how we are looking at the moment here late in the going, nearing 10, or we're on 12 laps to go. In fact, we'll bring you back the pictures. We apologize for the technical difficulties that we had just a minute ago. Looks as if, I don't know what exactly happened there, but hey, Steve, thank you very much for keeping our fans in the loop during that. Thank you for bringing us the caution and letting us know what happened. Unfortunately, we don't have footage of it, but it looked as if you were saying that Brian Sullivan ran into some issues?
Yeah, Brian Sullivan just kind of caught the wall in between 1 and 2 and had a single car incident. I got to tell you, Dave, The guy who I don't think wanted to see that caution was our leader, Tyler Tucker. He had about a second on Andrew Hess and Rick Music, who were closing a little bit. I don't know if they would have caught him by the time this race finished up, but regardless, this is the situation we're in right now. Tyler Tucker, after an amazing pit stop under green, is going to find himself the leader. Andrew Hess is running second, Rick Music third, Mike Husby fourth. Michael Chin, after a pretty positive turn of events for him after a green flag stop, is going to find himself in the top five. We've got the contenders of Michael Duell, Andrew Hayes running sixth and seventh. I can't pick a favorite out of these guys right now. I think Tyler Tucker, we haven't seen a lot of what he can do under green, but he's certainly shown us his prowess under green flag pitting. We'll see if this helps him on the restart. There's going to be less than 10 to go. Dave, anything can happen in these closing laps in the 500K.
Absolutely. We have hit the 1 to go lap, so we will go back green. The next time we come to the line, will the question be, will we see another restart before we head out here? There are no green-white checkers in the Court Trading Paints Championship Series, or in any Court division for that matter, because iRacing hasn't given us the opportunity to have green-white checkers. But nonetheless, this race will end with 125 laps. Will it be under green? Will it be under caution? We still got some big names here in this field. Gonna have to keep an eye on that 6th place driver, Michael Duell. He is still in this thing. That was a good caution for Alex Boffoli, but I think he's gonna need some work. He is in the 13th position right now. So nonetheless, I think it's gonna come down to the top 5. Tyler Tucker, Andrew Hess, Rick Music, Mike Husby, or Michael Chin in this top 5 field right now, here with coming to 10 to go. And I tell you what, Steve, all of that action that we have seen tonight, all of it comes down to this.
And Dave, we don't even know what's going to happen. We haven't seen Tyler Tucker up here in the draft. We haven't seen Michael Chin in that 22 car up here in the draft either. It's going to be really exciting to see how these guys who haven't really interacted with the draft tonight, how they do up here at the front of the pack trying to defend their positions with less than 10 to go. This is I don't know what to expect, Dave. I haven't been in this situation before as a driver.
I am so thankful we're going to be able to bring you this one. Pace car, about to turn off left. Is this the final restart of the Indianapolis 500K? We've waited 115 laps. We've got 10 to go. Let's see what happens. Tucker brings the field slowly to the line. We are back green. We're green again at Indy. Tucker, as Duell's going to pull out a line right away. He's not going to be able to go anywhere as Tucker is now. It's Tucker, Hess, and Music pulling out to a 3-car breakaway. Mike Husby's along with him. Can Mike Husby, in his final full-time season, make a move? He's looking outside, not going to be able to do it as the front 5 all under a blanket as they head down the back straightaway for the first time.
This is the time to go, Dave. If you want to get to the front, now's the
3
time
wide.
to do this. They go 3 wide in the corner number 3 for the 2nd position.
Wow, Michael Chin getting aggressive. Chin sticking his chin out on the line as we've got trouble in the back. Trouble.
Michael
Mike
Duell
Husby.
is his nice course destroyed. Several cars involved, Dave.
Oh, Mike Husby was involved. Looks like Michael Chin's involved. Looked as if I think maybe, let's take a look here as we wait to see the replay here. Tough break for all these guys involved.
Oh, this is a really tough break for these guys. It looks like there's a little bit of a stack up there in the Michael Chin machine, restarting in 5th. Wow, that's really tough for these guys.
Chin with an aggressive move, and he kind of got stuck up there, and Duell was in it. Tough break for Duell. What a great run he had going there for the moment. Chin was involved, Johnny Eckert was involved, and unfortunately we are back under the caution here with about 8-9 laps to go, and that is going to make things very interesting as Andrew Hess was able to pass Tyler Tucker here at the end of this one.
Dave, that's a heartbreak for a lot of these contenders. I'm just looking on board at the camera with Johnny Eckert right now in that 90 machine. He slowed up and did everything he can to try to avoid this wreck, but man, that Michael Chin machine came right up in front of him and he had nowhere to go. Oh wow, a really tough break. I can't picture the heartbreak for Michael Chin after leading so much of this race, having his night end on lap 116.
Yeah, tough break for Mike Husby, I believe is what you meant to say there. Leading, so was in the top 5 for a lot of this race. Same with Michael DeWell and those guys. He's having a tough break now as we're going to stay under the caution here. Those guys are going to try and get those cars prepared as best as they can. Husby and Eckert were able to keep it running, but you got to figure they aren't going to be very much competitive at this moment. We got 14 cars still running at the end of this one. We are on 9 laps to go, coming to 8 to go, as I think we'll get the green with about 7 or 6. So we will have another restart. I don't think that was ever in question, but nonetheless, it's going to be interesting. Are we going to finish this thing under green, or is it going to be ended under the pace car?
Dave, unfortunately, that's going to be a product of what happens when we have, like we were saying, some guys who haven't been up there in the draft for a lot of this event. Don't want to pin the blame totally on one driver, but we had, guys starting up there who haven't been up front this whole race tonight, and we saw Michael Chin lose a little bit of momentum there and kind of stack up the field, but a really tough break for a lot of contenders.
Yeah, tough break for Michael DeWell, who has already said that was quite a bummer, and unfortunately, he gave Court a big thank you for the event, and we'll see him in the future. Tough break for Michael DeWell. Had a really, really great run tonight. Him and Alex Boffley slicing and dicing for the lead was a great highlight of this middle part of the event. But nonetheless, we are going to come to 7 laps to go. Andrew Hess, the last time we were in action, took home the victory and could benefit quite well. Nonetheless, with Rick Music still running on the 3rd spot, Music quietly building a nice championship run so far in the early going of this season. You got to keep in mind that we do have a points system, and we do have points on the line here tonight. Music leads the points by 14 over Hess, Johnny Eckert, Matt Harrington, Christian Kendall, of course, not in this event, Joseph Cervone, Ben Whistler, Brad Walters, Mike Husby. That's going to hurt him in the points. If you finish outside of the top 12 in this series, you do not collect points. Keep in mind, only the top 12 get points, plus the pole sitter, plus the driver who leads the most laps. So nonetheless, it will be very interesting to see where all the points shake out after this one. Looks like that will get updated sometime tomorrow morning or so. Feel free to visit CORTRacing.com for all the information and specifics at the end of this one.
One thing we didn't mention as a product of this wreck, unfortunately, is Chance Manning in that number 4 machine, the rookie. Qualified his way into this event, kept it clean most of this race, just kind of quietly outside the top 10. He was involved in that wreck as well and is retired from this event. A tough break for Chance in that number 4 Lowe's machine.
Yep. Pace car lights are off. You're going to get green. 6 laps to go. Let's go ahead and tell you a little bit about our top 5. Andrew Hess, the Chicago, Illinois native, or Chicagoland, Illinois native, is in the 18. Won the last time we were in action in Motegi 3 weeks ago. Tyler Tucker, the defending Court Trading Paints Championship Series champion, who has not won at Court at Indianapolis since it was Cascor, I believe. Rick Music is 3rd. He is the current Court Trading Paints Championship Series points leader. He is currently enjoying that 3rd place position. Probably, if he doesn't want to win this race, he'll at least try and hang on to that great points position. Andrew Hayes, the St. John's, Newfoundland driver, trying to win the Indianapolis 500K for the first time since the Cascor days as well. Finally won at the end of last season, broke through the glass ceiling, has had a great run all night tonight. And then you have Brett Black in the 91 Control Freak entry, who has not been a factor, has not led a lap yet tonight, but is running in the 5th position when it matters.
Speaking of Brett Black, Dave, I want to believe a veteran like Brett, I believe that's by design that he hasn't been up there jostling for that lead. I want to believe that Brett has been just kind of lurking, waiting for this final restart. This is his moment to shine. This is his shot at getting this thing, Dave.
His one shining moment, if we can steal a term from the NCAA tournament, if we can, is right now. Can Brett Black throw up a buzzer beater and come from 5th to 1st to win this one? And hey, look who's in 6th. It's Alex Boffley, who has recovered from the pit road speeding penalty and is now in the 6th spot. Here we go for the restart. Going to be coming to 6 laps to go in the Indianapolis 500K, Court's biggest event of the year. This field has been dwindled down. They're barely in it, and they're still in it, and they could still all win it. Here they come to the line. We're going to get the green flag. It is now in the air. We are back underway here in Indianapolis. Field cycles out. Wow, here comes Hess. He's going to jump to the inside lane. He's going to block Tucker for the moment. Here comes Music and Hayes trying to bring this one late in the going.
These drivers are hanging it all out right now as we're closing into the final 5 laps of this event. There's no more time to be patient. There's no more time to, wait around.
Here comes Tucker.
The lead.
Here comes Tucker. Here comes Black. Here comes Music. It's like Talladega down the back straightaway in Indy. Here comes Tucker to the inside. He will take the top spot at the moment. And now you throw in Rick Music and Andrew Hayes battling for the 3rd position. Getting crazy here at the end of this one. Here comes Andrew Hess. Hess to the inside. He's going to try and lead it with 5 laps to go.
Dave, you have to believe that the car in 2nd position right now, the leader getting out of that final corner, might just have the best shot at this one. It might not be that leader coming into the final corners. We see Andrew Hess make that move on Tyler Tucker right now, and it looks like Tucker is going to return the favor on the back.
Here comes Tucker, the defending Trading Paints champion. And now followed behind by the current points leader of the Trading Paints series. As now here they go into 3 for one of the few times. Here comes Andrew Hess. He's trying to size up the move. It's Georgia versus Illinois as they come off of 4 and come to the line for 4 to go.
Brett Black's getting himself involved in this mix too right
here
now.
Here comes Rick Music, 3 wide. 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Rick Music. He gets daring. He will take the lead. That's music to the ears of Music as he will now move to the top spot with 4 to go.
Wide pass, 2 positions in 1 straightaway.
Oh, it's
Andrew
Hayes!
Hayes in the back. He collects it on the car. Looks like he's been whistler. That problems in the back straightaway with just
Will we
3 laps
stay green? We stay green? We will find out. We stay green right now at the moment. We will see. As now here comes Andrew Hess.
Big problems now. For Johnny Martin. Huge problems as he collects the Ben
Caution
car
is
as he
out.
goes by. Caution is out. This is going to change everything. The leaders hadn't taken the white flag yet. Only on lap 122 of 125. This might end the race, Dave.
I don't think we will go back green. Unfortunately, I don't think we will go back green. Andrew Hess is your current leader as we come to the caution car. Caution car on the back straightaway got crazy out of turn number 2 and a tough break for Johnny Martin and them, but Andrew Hess has now taken the lead in this Indianapolis 500K. 3 laps to go, as now we will see if the field will get back under the green flag. I don't think we will, as I think it will be Andrew Hess who will take the Indianapolis 500K. What a finish that was shaping up to be, though.
Certainly shaping up to be a good finish. And Dave, look at who's 2nd right now. Who's been Mr. 2nd place this season?
Rick Music, and again, Rick Music is going to be the bridesmaid again tonight, unfortunately, it seems. Was the bridesmaid in qualifying, was bridesmaid at Motegi, was the bridesmaid at Miami, and now he's going to finish 2nd for his 3rd consecutive race, 4th consecutive event, if you consider the qualifying for this race an event. And unfortunately, it looks as if it's going to be 2nd place. Tyler Tucker looks like he's going to come home 3rd, and Alex Boffley nearly pulled it out in the end, but it looks like he's going to come home 4th. And that's Brett Black in 5th, Stephen Taylor 6th, Scott Mullen in 7th, Mike Husby in 8th, Eric Hunter in 9th, and Johnny Martin in 10th. So 10 cars still running at the end of this one. I don't think we will go back green, however.
Dave, one thing I want to point out, we didn't talk about Andrew Hess until probably the last, quarter of this race. He played the strategy
Started
to
from the
perfection.
pits.
He started from the pits, Dave. He was one of the very few drivers who did that. He took his time. He raced smart. That's not to say these other guys, Alex Buffoli and others who had a good run tonight, didn't do it right. But Hess played it smart, and this is what we talked about before the race started. There's going to be different strategies happening. There's going to be different drivers. Some aggressive. You saw Mike out from that. Mike Husby. Those aggressive drivers. Running into problems, but. It really seemed tonight like these drivers who favor the endurance style races, Andrew Hess and Tyler Tucker coming home in 3rd, it seems like those guys, seems like their strategy played out tonight. This pace car's going to grab the white flag this time around.
Yep, we will not go back green. This is your Indianapolis 500K. Andrew Hess, I think this is the 3rd season in a row that the Indianapolis 500K has not finished under green. Got to start changing that, unfortunately, because they have been shaping up to be great finishes every year, and it just seems that we end up with a caution here at the end of these things that just kind of put the damper on the mood, unfortunately. But nonetheless, it looks like Andrew Hess and the rest of the field is just going to pace along behind the Ford Mustang pace car and is going to bring it home. What a finish that was shaping up to be, nonetheless, though. I mean, you got Andrew Hess and Rick Music and Tyler Tucker and the rest of the field, and hey, you know what? We could have had somebody all the way back in 6th, like a Steven Taylor or something, come back and maybe even win this thing. Scott Mullen is a name that we haven't even mentioned all that much tonight, is running in the 7th spot. Eric Hunter, after going a lap down midway through this event, is now in 9th, and it's just a darn shame that we weren't able to bring you this one under green.
Yeah, certainly a disappointment, and certainly a rough end to an evening for a lot of these guys. Ben Whistler, Andrew Hayes, after showing so much promise throughout this event tonight. But at the same time, at the other end of the coin, Dave, you know, Andrew Hess is going to find himself in victory lane here if he completes these this next lap and a half under caution. But it's a really tough break for some of these guys.
Yeah, especially those drivers who were taken out in incidents right there at the end. You know, someone like a Ben Whistler and Andrew Hayes, Michael Dewell, Michael Chin, Brian Sullivan, about 10 laps to go. Tough break. That's always the worst. If you're going to wreck out, at least try and wreck out early. You know, that's a darn shame for them. But nonetheless, it looks as if this is going to go ahead and wrap up. Final lap on the speedway. We will not go back green. This one is done as we have the pace car lights on, and it looks as if Andrew Hess will snap Alex Boffoli's hopes at making it 3 in a row, and we will have a new winner of the Indianapolis 500K, and it's out of the Excalibur Racing stable. That team has been very, very good in the early parts of the Cort Trading Paints Championship Series season, and it's going to follow it up with back-to-back victories, going back to Motegi 3 weeks ago, and now tonight here at Indianapolis.
Dave, we talked all night tonight about those passes happening every single corner. Looking at the replay now, it really seems like as that crash happened, there was a pass for the lead as Andrew Hess in the 18 just got around Rick Music right as the caution was called, and that made the difference tonight. Having Hess get that run into turn 3 over Rick Music, that made the difference between first place and going home without a trophy tonight. A tough break for Rick Music. Once again, the bridesmaid, 3rd time in the season, 4th time if you include qualifying. But on the other end of the coin, Dave, a big win for Andrew Hess.
Absolutely. One heck of a show for Andrew Hess, and he's going to come home with the victory. We'll get a word with our top 3 if we can, and those 3 are going to definitely be happy that this one is just about done, and they will move on to the next week's event, which is going to be at the Milwaukee Mile, the event at the Milwaukee Mile, the traditional week after the 500. Here they come off of 4. I was expecting this to be a little bit faster, unfortunately, but nonetheless, they are coming off of turn number 4, and it looks as if it's going to be a great finish for the field. And in fact, they're all going to get 3 wide here to come to the line under the caution. What a great sight this is, as it looks as if Andrew Hess, then Rick Music, and Tyler Tucker, your top 3, come to the line, and Andrew Hess is a winner of the Indianapolis 500K.
Andrew with a great performance tonight. Timed that move perfectly at the end over Rick Music. Really big win for that 18 team.
Andrew Hess, your winner of the Indianapolis 500K, started from the pit lane. Ended up becoming one of the drivers who started from the pit lane, bode his time, just kept riding in the back of the field, and it paid off. And Andrew Hess is your winner of the Indianapolis 500K here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He becomes another first-time winner in the Indianapolis 500K history, and what a great moment this must be for that entire Excalibur Racing team.
And at the same time, heartbreak for Rick Music. Alex Buffoli, the defending winner. Tyler Tucker, who was leading on that final restart. Tough break for those guys, but they gave it all they had, and came up a little bit short in this one.
Andrew Hess, your winner. And we will get a word with these guys in just a minute. We will be right back. You are watching CORTVision Indianapolis 500K. Andrew Hess is your winner. We'll get a word with these guys in just a few moments. And we welcome you back to the Indianapolis 500K. It has just wrapped up here on the CORTVision network for you. David Amboys alongside Steve Lavender. And Steve, what a night we had. One crazy event. And it all comes down to an Excalibur Racing back-to-back. And Andrew Hess brings home the victory tonight.
Yeah, Dave, we've seen all sorts of strategy play out tonight. We've seen aggressive drivers, we've seen conservative drivers, different pit strategies. In the end, it was Andrew Hess making that last second pass before that caution came out to just barely get by Rick Music and Tyler Tucker and bring home this big win for the Indy 500K.
Yes, and why don't we go ahead and bring in our third place finisher right now, Tyler Tucker. Tyler, laid in the back most of the race, kind of boded your time and just tried to hang in there, and you came home with a third place finish. Take us through your night tonight.
Well, thanks, Dave. Yeah, we had a pretty good race tonight. Yeah, we did, like what you said. We started in the back. I was pleasantly surprised with how good like the draft was and how hard it was to pass there too. But we got lucky on pit stops, there towards the end, and we got out in front. But in the end, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, you decided to start from the pit lane, which both you and Andrew Hess decided to do. Was there a collective strategy there to kind of decide to, maybe wait it out at the beginning of this one and just try and bode your time and just get to the second half?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's like we've had so many races before, where there's been a big wreck, at the start. So I just decided, what, let me take my chances here and, start from pit lane. And sure enough, it worked out well.
Absolutely. It definitely did work out for you. And with this third place finish, you kind of vault yourself back into the points, had some tough runs at Motegi and Miami. Nonetheless, you still were able to qualify in the pole for the first two races of the year. So you do have those points for you, but nonetheless, you've finally got a points-paying finish. How much is that going to help when we head to Milwaukee next week?
It should help a lot. Milwaukee's probably one of my better tracks, along with New Hampshire, and we'll see what happens. I hope we have another good run.
All right, and who you want to thank for this great third-place finish for you here tonight?
My sponsor, Zaxby's Chicken, and Motegi Racing, and my team, FS3 Racing Technology.
All righty, thank you very much, Tyler. Tyler Tucker, your third-place finisher in the 7th Annual Indianapolis 500K. Tyler, we'll let you get back to everything. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Tyler Tucker, your third-place finisher on the night. Steve Lavender has caught up with the guy who finished second tonight, Rick Music, and Rick Music is with Steve right now.
How you doing?
Rick, nice run tonight. It looks like you were going to be so close to that one before that caution came out. Walk me through that last lap there, those last couple turns.
Oh, to be honest with you, I had it in my mind, just get the lead because the yellow could come out at any moment. And so, I don't particularly like being on the inside three wide going into one, but I made it stick. And we got down to backstretch, and I had heard that there was a wreck, and I'm like, yellow, come out, come out, come out. And it never did. So, but Andrew deserved to win. He had a heck of a run.
Rick, what does it mean now to be the third race of the season, the third second place finish, qualifying second tonight? What does that mean in the big picture for this number 11 team?
No, I mean, it's, the thought ran through my mind there the last couple of yellows, just bring it in, just stay on top of the points lead. The way I always look at it is if you start up front and run up front, eventually you're going to get the win. And, there's some other tracks that I'm pretty good at, so I'm not worried about it. My teammate won, so I'm happy with that.
That's right. Rick, we're heading to Milwaukee next. Obviously coming off 3 second place finishes. Do you see another repeat at Milwaukee next week?
Yeah, I'm pretty decent at Milwaukee. You got to start up front, and you just got to avoid some of the accidents. And Milwaukee's one of those places where you have to save your tires. And if you can get the right yellow and put new tires on at the end, you can just start blowing by people. But Milwaukee is one of the hardest tracks I think we race, and I always look forward to Milwaukee.
Well, Rick, you certainly had a good run tonight. You finished the race with 15 laps led, no incidents. Who do you have to thank for this performance tonight?
We got, first of all, a major sponsor is Mobile One. We got Duracell, Sunoco, USAA, and then, of course, Bright Steel, teammates Michael Chen and Brad Walters. So, I thank everybody. And, I thank Cort for putting on a race. It was fun. We had a blast.
Well, congratulations, Michael. It looks like you're going to extend that points lead maybe a little bit. It looks like your teammate maybe could have caught you a little bit with that win tonight, Andrew Hess. But a really great performance by Rick Music and that 11 machine. Thanks, Rick.
Okay, my pleasure.
All right, that's Rick Music, ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher tonight in the Indianapolis 500K. Always the bridesmaid, never quite the bride, but I'm guarantee if he keeps running in the second position, he's finally going to break through and get one of those victories. All right, we finally have caught up with the winner of the 7th annual Indianapolis 500K, Andrew Hess. Andrew, 3 weeks ago, you finally broke through, won in Japan, got that first TPCS victory, and what do you do for an encore? You follow it up by winning the biggest race of the CORT season.
I'm just in shock, to be honest. It's hollow ground to be anywhere close to here or even sniff a checkered flag here, and just so proud of the guys and all the hard work they didn't give up after a bad qualifying, and I just can't comprehend what's going on right now.
You qualified 25th for this event. You decided to start from the pits. Take us through that decision to start from the rear of the field early on in this one, and how big was that lap 10 caution to get you back into the swing of things here late in the going?
Well, after past couple years or some of these 2.5 mile tracks, there's been some early cautions, and starting 25th, I didn't want to put myself in harm's way from either avoiding a wreck or having someone behind me run me over trying to avoid a wreck. So I just thought starting in pit road would be the safest call, and I had a couple of my teammates start in the pits with me, and I wasn't really too concerned about an early caution if we were or weren't going to have it, because we had pretty good fuel strategy, and I thought we would have been able to make up the track position some other way.
When was your decision to go? When did you see and when did you decide, okay, it is now time for us to make our move here at Excalibur Racing and go to the front?
Well, once get in the track position, definitely. Yeah, got lucky with, I think, the second to last, or maybe it was third to last yellow we pit, and about 10 of the leaders didn't. So that next yellow that came out, we were able to basically short fill, and I jumped from I think 12th to 5th. And after that, through that last fuel run, it would be go time, and it was nice to run with my teammates there, so I didn't have to worry about any of the craziness that was going on behind.
How crazy was that final 10-lap restart where you had to make that move on Rick Music and get to the win?
Oh man, I knew. I was joking with Tyler actually through our spotters that being out front on these restarts, you were sitting duck, and I knew restarting there, I needed to get a good restart, and I kind of got it. But I had a few tricks up my sleeve for staying up there, and I just didn't want to get the freight train. And then once Rick took us 3 wide, I realized that there's probably going to be another caution, so I just tried to go as hard as I could there.
Yes, and that final caution coming out with about 4 laps to go, how thankful were you when your spotter told you, you're in the lead, we're not going back green, this one's done?
Oh, I was praying for it. I was doing if I could do a rain dance, I was doing the rain dance, or someone throw debris or something on the racetrack, anything, because you hear everything in the car going wrong, and steering wheel failing, everything, even though the car was perfect all day, and learned a lot from racing Twin Ring, and just thankful that I was able to pull through and bring the iRaceForLife.org car into victory lane, and I get to make another donation.
Yep, and why don't you take us a little bit into that donation process that you have? What is the value that you donate every time you get a good finish?
I'm a $10. I think they call it a pro member or something, and you can get elite, and then I think some leagues can do it too. But they give you a breakdown how much everyone's donated since they've joined, and you can do 5, 10, like I say, 20, and then you can do whatever you want. They give you 3 organizations that they feel are worthy of donations, and you can donate to whoever you want. I usually donate to Jeff Gordon Foundation or American Cancer Society, and Zion, he's the head guy out there in Texas, and they have a big convention every year, which I would love to go to, but I'm just lucky enough that they let me in their little group there, and then I can try and make a little difference by having a little fun.
Absolutely, and those iRaceForLife.org guys are really well done. Who else you want to thank real quick on this 7th Indianapolis 500K and this first time that Excalibur Racing has been in victory lane here at Indianapolis in its 3 years here in court?
God, just hearing those words out being in Indianapolis gives me goosebumps. I want to thank Excalibur Racing for helping and working out the fuel strategy there. I Race for Life, definitely American Cancer Society, and definitely CORTVision for putting on a great show as always. And I probably can't wait to look at the replay now. It's a hell of a day. Yeah,
there was a slight hiccup with 15 to go, but nonetheless, you'll get the whole thing. Anyways, Andrew Hess, thank you very much. Congratulations. We'll let you go celebrate with the team. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. You're awesome.
All right, that's Andrew Hess. And Steve, why don't we go ahead and run down this final running order of the Indianapolis 500K. Andrew Hess bringing home the victory. Rick Music second. Tyler Tucker third. Alex Boffley just short in the 4th spot. Brett Black 5th. Stephen Taylor 6th. Scott Mullins 7th. Mike Husby 8th. Eric Hunter 9th. Johnny Martin rounds out the top 10.
Andrew Hayes with a tough break after a crash late in the race after leading 10 laps will finish 11th. Ben Whistler also ill in that crash, 12th. Johnny Eckert with some problems late, finishing 13th. Rookie Chance Manning comes home 14th. Michael Duell actually led the most laps tonight with 35. He'll come home 15th after a late race crash. Michael Chin 16th. Brian Sullivan finishes 17th. 18th is Bradley Walters. 19th, Joseph Cervone. And 20th position is Dakota Airman.
21st through 30th, Will Roberts, Riley Roush, Matt Harrington, Cody McCorkle, Jake Finch. A lot of these guys taken out in the middle part of this one. Wayne Lemke, Chris Sweat, tough break for him, was one of the alternates into this field, bumped into the field tonight. Chad Lance, 28th, James Gutta at 29th. Julian Medore, who was leading laps early and looked like he could have been an early contender, involved in an incident on lap 8 and was taken out in this one. Nick Stoller and Sean Sadler round out the running order for the 7th Indianapolis 500K. Really quickly, just want to get a stat that we got from our stat department, and then we'll start wrapping up here on CORTVision. Once again, Andrew Hess, your winner of the Indianapolis 500K. We broke a record, 51 lead changes between 11 drivers tonight. We broke the record by about 7 or 8. So Indianapolis Motor Speedway promoting great racing with these Indy cars. Not so much in the stock cars, but nonetheless, this DW12 has been a riot to watch here at the Speedway.
Dave, one thing I also want to point out, we didn't talk a lot about it tonight. We had 6 rookies start the race. We talked about how, what a long and grueling and intense race this can be. Only one rookie finished tonight. Eric Hunter in the number 27 machine. Brought it home 9th tonight in the lead lap. Just want to give a shout out to him, the only of the 6 rookies able to bring it home without any issue tonight. He had a couple incidents throughout the way.
Lap down
the
at
race
one point.
tonight. Did make that lap up after losing a lap, but the Canadian brings it home and finishes the race tonight. So good job to Eric tonight.
Yep, and that's just about going to do it here for us on CORTVision. Steve, it's been a pleasure. The past 2 weeks or so, been trading this. It's been a pleasure. This is your first bit of commentating, and you've done a great job on it. What's your final thoughts on after? Let's wrap up the month of May here at Indianapolis.
Thanks, Dave. It's been a lot of fun covering this. I'm really glad for the opportunity with you guys in court. This has been a blast. Congratulations to Andrew Hayes and the pole winner last week, Andrew Hess and Mike Husby, the pole winner last week. This has been really cool to cover. Another stat I actually just noticed: only one past winner, Alex Spifoli, able to finish without any issue tonight. But still, Dave, this has been a really cool event for court. I think we had a great show. We had a good week of qualifying. Unfortunately, a couple guys tried as hard as they could, but they weren't able to make it. We were going to have another rookie, and Brent Butler and Chris Carpenter, Sean Sage, those guys making it tonight, but they weren't able to quite get their way into the field. But this has been a great event to cover. I think probably one of the best Indy 500Ks I've ever witnessed. We had such a big field going into it. We saw such great action tonight. Lots of passing, lots of lead changes. We saw, a rookie lead the most laps. It was a really intense one, a lot of fun. I'm glad to be part of it. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and just going off of what you said, we didn't see one driver really lead a good chunk of laps. It was pretty evenly distributed, the amount of drivers who led laps tonight, and that's something that hopefully we see in the future. And next season, if you thought the qualifying was crazy 2 weeks ago when we brought it to you here on hitbox.tv/CORTVision, next season's going to be even crazier when you factor that nobody's locked in, and that's going to be even crazier when we get to that point. My final thoughts are this. I want to thank every single person who helped us put this on. I want to thank every single person in the past who has helped us put this on. And we have had a really, really great show. As you can tell, I am losing my voice. It's going to be fun to go to work tomorrow morning where I answer phones all day. And it's going to be very interesting to say, hey, Dave, why is your voice all shot? But it'll be all right. I want to thank Steve Lovender for coming on out. I want to thank our great administration here at the Championship Online Racing Teams. I want to thank Andrew Hayes, the TPCS Series Director. I want to thank Mike Husby, John Dragonetti, Chris Sweat. I want to thank everyone else who has helped make Court and CORTVision possible. We have had a really, really, really great run here in the past few months, and for it to continue with such a great event as the 7th Indianapolis 500K is just making me even prouder to say that we will indeed have an 8th Indianapolis 500K. I can promise you that, come hell or high water, we will have another one of these, and it will be as good as this one was, presentation-wise, promotion-wise, administrative-wise, racing-wise, and you can bet your high dollar that Court is the best fixed setup league out there right now, and we will continue to prove it. Alrighty, so for Steve Lovender and everyone else here at Court and the Championship Online Racing Teams, I'm David Amboys. Want to thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Andrew Hess, your winner of the Indianapolis 500K. We're going to get off the air here. So long, everybody, from Indianapolis.